reggae2reggae.com. Dr. Sheril Chung on reggae2reggae.com. Dr. Sheril Chung on reggae2reggae.com. Dr. Sheril Chung on.
Welcome. We are back on Celebrate Life on reggae2reggae.com. And so today we are looking at Shalom, Shabbat, Shalom. It's really Shabbat, Shalom. And today we are in a new season, new wine skins, new year, new paradigm, new choices, new challenges. But we are going to be looking at how we are going to just live them. We are going to do this, without a problem in the world, because we are ready. So, remember that we are now in our days of preparation. We have days of preparation, and we are in day 2. We started yesterday, and we are going to have 15 days of preparation, followed by 30 days when we are going to accept the proposal from the king. Oh, wow! So we're getting ourselves together, and I want everyone to understand that if you are expecting a proposal, or maybe you're not expecting one, but you would like to have one, this is the opportunity to just make yourselves ready. So we're going to have 15 days of preparation for the king's proposal. So, yesterday we started off and we looked at the fact that we need to prepare ourselves spiritually, psychologically, and physically. And so we're going to start with physically. And always, most importantly, we have to remember the 5 foundations of life. The 5, I can't remember the word right now, but it will come back to me. Life is 5 essentials of life, basics. They are, you can't live without these. They are, or you can't be in health and prosper without these. Air, fresh air first. Secondly, there must be water. Thirdly, there must be sunlight. Fourthly, there must be earth foods. And fifthly, there must be PEMFs. Those are pulse electromagnetic fields. So, let's go through them again. We need fresh air, pure water, sunlight, earth foods, and pulse electromagnetic fields to give us the energy. That's our energy pathways. And so we'll be looking at all of these. Yesterday we did a tapping session where we learned how to engage our energy pathways and send messages up this pathway so that we can utilize all the different things that we have available to keep us in perfect spiritual, physical, and psychological health. And today, we are also going to be looking at understanding the times. And because today is Shabbat Shalom, we'll be looking at the Jewish calendar, our Hebraic roots, and how it relates to what we're doing today. So, we did energy yesterday. We do earth foods every day. Little tips on that. Sunlight, you need 2 to 4 hours sunlight every day. And water, you need 8 to 12 cups a day. And fresh air, you need to have at least 1 hour's exercise. That's the purpose of exercise, not muscular development, but the deep breathing that it invokes when you're tired and you exercise. Deep breathing is one of the detox processes of removing the toxins from your body in gaseous form. through your lungs. So if you don't do exercise at least an hour a day, then you need to do 3 deep breathing exercises. And so we're going to start with that today. We're going to start with 3 deep breaths, right? And so we're going to breathe in through your nostrils and out, blowing out through your mouth. And we're going to do that to the count of 6. Yesterday I did to the count of 10 and some people said they couldn't manage. So it's a count of 6, in for 6, hold for 6, and blow out for 6. Let's go. In. And hold. And blow out. Again, in. Hold. Blow out. Last one, and in. Hold. Blow out. And as usual, I always have tingling in my hands when I do this. And then you'll notice that my voice has dropped and slowed down. So these 3 breaths just relax you and bring your whole body, soul, and spirit into homeostasis. Try it anytime you feel frazzled, out of sorts, physically, emotionally, relationally, or spiritually. It will bring you back because God breathed into us the breath of life. And we became a living, life-giving soul. And so this is how we can get back into the place where we need to be within, 2 minutes? All right. So now we're going to go do another session with our rebounding. And yesterday we looked at all the different things, the stretching and bouncing and the principle of rebounding. This is how we jumpstart our lymphatic system to move the poisons from the cells through the lymphatic system into the lymph nodes, and then from the lymph nodes into our eliminatory organs so they can come out. How does that happen? It happens in a process of moving poisons in 3 forms. You're going to move the liquid waste, the solid waste, the gaseous waste, it's actually 4, and the mucus waste. And all of those are moved into the lymph nodes and then put into the relevant eliminatory organs. Now, what are those? The liquid goes out through the kidneys and the skin as sweat and urine. The solid goes out through the bowels or the colon as in feces. The gaseous goes out through the lungs as in breathing out. And if you have gaseousness elsewhere, then it means you need to look at your whole digestive issue. And the 4th is the mucus, and that comes out through our mucous membranes. They can appear in all 3 eliminatory types, as in liquid, solid, and gaseous. And 4thly, mostly draining from the sinuses. So 2 minutes on this thing, and everything starts to move out of your system. And usually you want to go and get rid of it. So if I start to drain and go, then you know what's happening. So let's just start with our health bounce. And we're supposed to do 100 of these. Just don't count. You know how many? Jump in the bed, right? Make sure it's not a box bed or a bed with lots. It will have to be a spring bed. Alright? So this is called a health bounce, and you do 100 of these. And don't leave a mat. It's just going down. You'll notice the difference between a rebounder and a trampoline is that the rebounder goes down and the trampoline throws you up in the air. That's not what we want. That does not encourage you to pass. It is when you go down as we are seeing here, that we have that effect. Okay? So, moving on from that now, this is the health zone 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 99, 100. Now we move next into the cardiovascular, which is a run with a high knee and pumping your arms. Ready? And we'll do 100 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9, walk, play, play. Got it? Right. That's your cardiovascular. 100 of those. And then the next one is called your strength bound. And this helps you to exercise every muscle in your body. The higher you go, the more pull from gravity is on the muscle. So let's go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 100. And then we come back to our health stance. And this is to cool down and to drain the rest of the poison in the lineage organ. And would you believe it? The nose starts running already. So anyone with sinuses, this is the absolute solution to it. Feel a little bit tired, but that's it for our exercise segment. And we are going to be moving into our next segment in a little while. But remember that this is a rebounder. It syncs with you, and we'll tell you more about it. So come back.
On reggae2reggae.com, we encourage our listeners with an inclusive, intelligent, and innovative alternative media experience.
Join me for Celebrate Life, where we will be looking at all the issues that you could possibly have and how you can transform them into a celebratory occasion. Celebrate Life on reggae2reggae.com. See you there.
Are you struggling with some kind of health condition? Is it arthritis, high blood pressure, Crohn's disease, constipation, AIDS, cancer? Whatever it is, we can show you how to get your natural defenses up so that your bodies will deal with your condition. Join us as our studio audience on reggae2reggae.com when we will teach you how to celebrate every moment of your life. Call us at 336-7350 for information. Limited space.
Reggae to reggae, bun down bro mana. Make it burn, them come mana. Make it burn, one figure oh mana. Make it burn, make it bun. Africa we come from mana.
Reggae to reggae. Big up on yourself, saying, Aile, as I would say.
On reggae2reggae.com, we encourage our listeners with an inclusive, intelligent, and innovative alternative media experience.
By my master, they will come to pass. With all this injustice, this world could never last. Oh, somehow I know things have got to change. Oh my
Reggae2reggae.com. Dr. Sheril Chung on reggae2reggae.com. Dr. Sheril Chung on reggae2reggae.com. Dr. Sheril Chung on reggae2reggae.com.
Hi, here we are back, and I'm just doing a little change here. Remember, from this weekend, I am looking at some jam icons. You know what? We are all jam icons because we are specialists in just about everything. And yesterday I showed you my uh, outfit by Faith. It was a red crochet dress on top of a pantsuit which had all these pineapples on the edge. Today I'm showing you another design. This one is by Milka, and this is a shell design. Wow, I'm telling you, it's really, really very, very, very attractive, very comfortable, and it is, this one I have for about, ooh, 20 years, right? I sat down when Mika used to just do bathing suits mostly. And I said, Mika, I love your stuff, but I can't wear those bathing suits, right? So let's sit down and design something. We came up with this. And I'm here to tell you, wow, almost 20 years, right? And it's beautiful, it's comfortable, it's just showcasing that Jamaicans are the best in everything. Everything. So guess what? Get your act together. Okay. Right, I like how this is now. Yeah, that is it. So today, as we celebrate Shabbat, Shalom, we are going to be looking at firsts. And just like how we need to understand the principle of first things so that we can utilize it for our benefit and for the benefit of those around us. Once we understand first things, then we will recognize that when you look at your direction, where you're going. I didn't mention the 4 rules of Celebrate Life. Let's do that now. The 4 rules of Celebrate Life are: 1, know where you're going. 2, know your driver. 3, pay as you enter. 4, enjoy the ride. Okay, so once we have those 4 rules, everything we do on a daily basis, on a momentary basis, on a project by project basis, on an organizational or institutional basis, needs to patch into that, because it is only as you do the first 3 rules that you will be able to enjoy the final rule, which is celebrate life, right? And life was made to be celebrated every day and every moment of every day. It doesn't matter what happens to us, we can move it into a celebratory place. And of course, that is what we're going to be covering today as we look at this month that we are in. It's Shabbat, and it's the 11th month in the Hebraic calendar. You know, we have the Roman calendar, which is what we use, and we are into 2014. And we need to integrate our own culture and our own times with what God has done with his people. Because if we recognize that we are spiritual Jews, then we will be able to embrace both things. And unlike a lot of denominations and religions that we practice here in Jamaica, we need to be able to divorce the culture of the missionary from the message of the missionary. And we need to be able to embrace our own cultures, those things that are positive in our cultures. We need also to learn to reject those things that are negative about our cultures. But the whole idea is that we must come to the place where we are able to have an integrated life, a life that celebrates everything that's good about us, a life that rejects all the things that are bad about us, because we all have good and bad. And whether you go under the bad or rise above it has to do with the choices you make. And that is why we are also going to be talking today about firsts. Firsts, right? That means what the principle of firsts is this: whatever you put first will dominate. And so if you decide that you are going to get up first thing in the morning and have your time of meditation and set your directions and get your downloads and all the resources that you need to be victorious for that day, then you are going to sail through the day. Doesn't mean you won't have challenges. You're going to get more challenges because once you're prepared for them, more challenges are going to face you. But you have the absolute assurance that you will be successful in circumnavigating, circumventing, going under, through, around, above those challenges. So we need to bear that in mind. 1, 2, let's look at other firsts. For instance, when you look at the first of the month, it's always an opportunity to turn over a new leaf, start a new year. Here we have 2 firsts coming together for the first time in probably about 7,000 years. It's the 1st of January coinciding with the 1st of Shabbat, which was the 11th month, which started on the 1st of January. And the 1st of January 2014 starts at the same time. And you'll be surprised to know that as we go and look at the 11th month, we have to remember that 11s are all about standing at the top of a stair before an open door because things are about to close out. So all 11s have that connotation. Standing as an open door, and this is when you know who your driver is. You know that that door is just pure positives behind the door. So not behind the door, in front of you, because the door is now open at the 11th month. And that is where we need to go for January, because January is also the start of this year, 2014. And 14s have another connotation, where we are at a place where we are looking at trees, growth, expansion, new life. You understand? And why do we need to understand those things? Because when we understand the seasons that we are in, then we will be able to respond appropriately. And one of the most important things we must understand, when you're looking at seasons, you're looking at seasons that have been almost manipulated to give you the resources that you need to complete it successfully. And so knowing your direction, where you're going, who is giving the direction is so very, very important. Another thing I want to just mention is the first fruits. At the beginning of every month, we need to just evaluate things and make a decision to give those first fruits, to give the best of whatever we have towards the situation. It doesn't have to be money, it can be anything that we have. And I am here to tell you, the best thing you can give is your time. Because as we looked in the last whole series on time management, we understand that when we make our Creator the God of our time, then we will use our time only to do those things that He wants us to do. And if our times are in His hands and we are responding to those times in terms of our usage of our time, then we will always be doing the right thing at the right time. And we won't have to go back to say, hey man, did tell me I shouldn't do this. I had a gut feeling I shouldn't do this. We will be right in the center of His perfect will for our lives. So it's all about time. So remember, the first thing that we need to do is put Him first. Remember, it says seek first. We're going to talk more about that as we go for a break. See you soon.
On reggae2reggae.com, we encourage our listeners with an inclusive, intelligent, and innovative alternative media experience.
Join me for Celebrate Life, where we will be looking at all the issues that you could possibly have and how you can transform them into a celebratory occasion. Celebrate Life on reggae2reggae.com. See you there. Join me for Celebrate.
Are you struggling with some kind of health condition? Is it arthritis, high blood pressure, Crohn's disease, constipation, AIDS, cancer? Whatever it is, we can show you how to get your natural defenses up so that your bodies will deal with your condition. Join us as our studio audience on reggae2reggae.com when we will teach you how to celebrate every moment of your life. Call us at 336-7350 for information. Limited space.
So keep it tuned to reggae2reggae.com and we'll have more for you. Keep it locked. So keep it tuned to reggae.
Since the first public demonstration of radio by Nikola Tesla in 1893, no one ever thought of putting the 2 hours of music together until we created reggae2reggae.com.
Represent the reggae. Boom, boom, boom. Sing. Check out. I'm out. Trench down. You keep on rocking. Bang, bang, ding, bidong, bang, 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 trench down. You keep on rocking. Yeah, the uprising group. This is the
where we will be looking at all the issues that you could possibly have and how you can transform them into a celebratory occasion. Celebrate Life on reggae2reggae.com. See you there.
Reggae to reggae, bun down bro, mana. Make it burn, them come, mana. Make it burn, bumpy go, oh, mana. Make it burn, make it bun. Africa we come from, mana.
Reggae to reggae. Big up on yourself, saying, I love.
Sheril Chung on reggae2reggae.com. Dr. Sheril Chung on reggae2reggae.com. Dr. Sheril Chung on reggae2reggae.com. Dr.
Hi, we're back. And guess what? We are in segment 3. And that means it is pay as you enter. So, pay as you enter has to do with my contribution to the process that I'm engaged in or to the journey that I'm on. And consequently, we need to always look in, take responsibility for whatever faces us, and make a decision that we are going to be proactive. We can't sit back and decide, well, I don't know if I want to be involved in this. You are involved. And even if you do nothing, you are involved. We need to always remember that we are part of a group. If it is statistics about Jamaica, what we do or don't do will contribute to those statistics. If it is statistics about a family, what we do or not contributes to those statistics. If it is statistics about yourself and you alone, then you do contribute to that. So we need to understand our contribution and make sure that we are making a positive contribution to this. Because if we make no contribution, remember, when good men say nothing, do nothing, evil flourishes. And that brings me to the other thing about Jamaica. Let me tell you something. We have to shut down on all the bad stuff coming out of Jamaica. Every other country shut down on the bad stuff coming out of their country so that they can have good tourism. We wash our dirty linen in public. How does that work? How does that benefit us? It's not a matter of going into denial. We must admit what is wrong, and then we need to now do something about it. While we're doing something about it, one of the things we can do about it is to recognize that what goes wrong in our country is between 10 and 12% of what is happening. We are not the murder capital of the world. Don't let anybody push that down your throat. You live in any other society and know what your experience is. I have been to so many other societies that are unbelievably worse than Jamaica. I mean, you can't believe what's going on there. But it is on the wraps. It never hit the newspaper and nobody talks about it. And so we need to learn and understand that we have to have a positive attitude towards what happens in our country, recognize and accept what is bad, but don't glorify it and advertise it. That's why you have a station like reggae to reggae.com, because we are committed to only publicizing the good about Jamaica, the best music, the best culture, the best of everything that is happening in our country. So be a part of this positive movement and join us by searching out and finding all those wonderful things that happen in our country and then publicizing that, and watch our economy turn around. Watch your own lives turn around. How do you feel when you spend all your time complaining about everything that's gone wrong? Please, let's get it together and let's be a part of the solution for our country. So we are here on Shabbat. Shalom. And just to remind you why we have to put this first, because it is the first day of the week in the Hebraic calendar. And we are in year 5774. We are in the month of Shabbat, which is our 11th month. And wow, this is just an exciting time. And because it is Shabbat, we have to put this first. And what did our Creator do on this day? He rested and enjoyed his creation. And that is what we are supposed to do. Rest and enjoy our creation and the creation of our Creator. So everything that we have had an opportunity to bring into being because of the endowments and downloading of the gifts and abilities and the resources that we have so plentifully given to us, we have to enjoy it. So we must back off, take a break, stop working for the almighty dollar, right? Or the almighty dollar. But we have to just make sure that we spend our time in just reflecting, starting it off with your Creator, putting that first, in a time closeted with Him before the break of day, whenever your day breaks, right? Put Him first. And then after that, we will now bear in mind the fact that we must always think about what is the priority. In life, we have the urgent and we have the important. And we need to be able to distinguish between the two. Because if we constantly put the urgent first, we'll never get through to what is important. There are so many things pulling on us. But we need to differentiate between what is the priority at this time. And this is why it's so important to make him the Lord of your time, because that is the only resource that directs, determines how the whole of your life will go, what direction your life will take, the use of your time. So make sure that we make that commitment to putting that time in place, and make sure that we always, always, always put him first. Remember the principle of first things. First things will determine your blessing on everything concerning you. Your family, your organizations, your community, your environment, once you put him first. So one of the things that I always use, especially when I am in a place of probably not doing the right thing or suffering from the consequences of my actions, then I look at Jabez's prayer. Because all of us find ourselves in that place where we are brought on ourselves. The word of God says, a curse don't come without a cause, right? So when things happen, don't want to look and say, I wonder why this happened to me. Hey, you brought it on yourselves. How can you not bring it on yourself? Look and follow the directions in the directions manual, right? Did I talk about my outfit? Yes, Minka, right? Wonderful. And so we need to get information and direction from our manual. It is always right. It's the operations manual, and it has everything that you need to know. So we go back there, and there are times when I need to pray. Oh God, bless me indeed, in spite of my issues. But you come first and you recognize that you have been wrong. Not like King Saul, who decided, even though I do something wrong, just bless me, without repenting. You've got to turn your back on that. Means you've got to stop spending time doing those things that are not to your advantage, and do those things that will bring rewards down the road, right? It's called delaying present gratification for future gain, right? It always works to your advantage when you do that. So follow this manual. Bless me indeed. Let your hand be with me. Expand my territory and help me not to cause pain to myself and others. And so I always, after praying that, know that it is granted, because it is according to the word, right? That's why you have to pray the word. And then I say, thank you, Lord, that I always have the gift of your blessing, your provision, your presence, and your protection. That's what it grants for you. And so opening yourself on the Sabbath to reorganizing and reorienting your priorities is what it's all about. Back off from the work, take a break, enjoy God's creation. And that means enjoy each other in fellowship, enjoying what he has done, go to the beach, whatever he has made, all the things that he has bountifully blessed us with, we are going to enjoy and use so that we can prosper, be re-energized, and we're ready to go again. So, oops, I passed a break time. So, see you in a while.
On reggae2reggae.com, we encourage our listeners with an inclusive, intelligent, and innovative alternative media experience. On reggae2reggae.com, we encourage our listeners with an inclusive, intelligent, and innovative alternative media experience.
Reggae to reggae, reggae to reggae, taking over the world. Reggae to reggae.
Since the first public demonstration of radio by Nikola Tesla in 1893, no one ever thought of putting the 2 hours of music together until we created reggae2reggae.com.
Are you struggling with some kind of health condition? Is it arthritis, high blood pressure, Crohn's disease, constipation, AIDS, cancer? Whatever it is, we can show you how to get your natural defenses up so that your bodies will deal with your condition. Join us as our studio audience on reggae2reggae.com when we will teach you how to celebrate every moment of your life. Call us at 336-7350 for information. Limited space.
As I would say, reggae to reggae, bun down Romana, make it burn, them comana, make it burn, one go omana, make it burn, make it bun. Africa we come from, and reggae to reggae. Big up on yourself, saying, I live
by my master, they will come to pass. With all this injustice, Cyril Tong on reggae2reggae.com. Dr. Cyril Tong on reggae2reggae.com. Dr. Cyril Tong on reggae2reggae.com. Dr.
We're back, and this is our last segment on reggae2reggae.com. It is Celebrate Life, where we learn the principles of celebrating life every day of every year or week and every moment of every day. How do we do this? We recognize that those things that are in line with what we should be doing are going to bring us that joy. And those that are not in line are also going to give us that joy. Because it's the joy of learning, of growing, the joy of pain, the joy of challenge, and learning to be able to embrace all of those challenging emotions is how we get over. It is how we celebrate. Because unless we, first of all, follow the first 3 rules of Celebrate Life, we will never be able to get to 4. So let's go over them again. 1, know where you're going. Plan, have an idea of exactly where you're heading to. Not where you're now, or where you're heading to. What are your goals and objectives? 2, these need to be consistent, incidentally, with God's plan for you. He said, I have a plan for you. I have a set out, detailed plan, and that plan is not to harm you or to hurt you. It's to give you a hope and a future. It's to give you an expected end in success and prosperity. Yes, that plan is already in place. And guess what? It is already completed in God's timing. And He knows the end. And so it behoves us to follow that plan because we can't lose. We cannot lose if we follow the plan. So know where you're going. 2, know who your driver is. Because you see, if you're going down there and you have the wrong driver, he won't take the wrong road. So we in life always have choices. Are you going to go with your creator as a driver? Or are you going with the other person who said, look here, take this other route because we get you there quicker. But them say short something draw blood. I don't remember what it go, but anyway, they give you problems, and that's exactly what happened in the garden. Here we are living in paradise, right? Where everything is copacetic. But all of a sudden, along comes the enemy of your soul and says to you, guess what? If you don't know all the things that God knows, you want to be as wise as God, eat off of that tree. That tree will open your eyes to good and evil. Here it is, you only know good, you don't know evil. What a stupid choice. Eh? Well, it gone through the gate. But guess what? There is a way to reverse the choice. And as I mentioned in yesterday's show, we can choose to not let any more evil come into us. It says, guard your heart. This is where your heart is, you know. Your heart is your senses. So you must guard your senses. Don't let any of these things come in. Because if you keep them out, then they won't have influence on you. Whatever comes in through the ear gate, through the eye gate, and through all the senses that absorb things will affect you. Because if garbage come in, garbage will come out. And if you don't want to be constantly putting out garbage, you have to prevent it from coming in. You understand me? So we need to look at the fact that we have control over our ear gates, our eye gates. We have control over our motor organs. We don't have to go there unless we choose to go there. And we need to understand that the choices we make are ours. It does not matter how old we are. It does not matter how defective we are, how challenged we are. You ever see a 2-year-old who don't want to put on the shoes that you putting on them? So you put on these shoes. By the time you put on the other foot of the shoes, you take off the other one because he don't like that shoes. Now, if a 2-year-old went through the terrible twos, can have so much power. What about you, who consider yourselves 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, or adults? We have the power. You got to take it back. Make sure that you do not waste that power. You must use it to your advantage. And that is how we are able to celebrate our lives. In the event that anything happens that is not acceptable, we need to know how to reverse it. And we looked at tapping yesterday and how we can move those things out of our system and make sure that we are understanding how, and those are the points, our energy pathways, we can move information along them so that they affect our psyche as well as our physical beings. And that's one way we can get rid of pain. But one of the best ways, prevention, there is the best cure all the time. And if you can prevent them from coming in, don't look at anything. You know, I used to like to watch what I consider good movies. But I'm here to tell you, I found that 90% of the movies I watch, at the end of it, I say, imagine, I spend 2 hours looking at somebody saying this, doing this. Excuse me, I am sure I can spend my time more effectively of more benefit to me. That was some 30 or 40 years ago, right? And that was the end of the movies. Unless I had a review, same thing for the plays, or any other entertainment. Get a review and make sure that When you pay your money, why should you pay your money for somebody else to amuse you and to put all this junk into your cranium and into your psyche? Mm-mm-mm. Take control. We have control, and we can use that control to our best benefit. Okay? So, moving right along, let us just understand that we have control. We can use it to our benefit. So, block it. Guard your eyes, guard your ears, guard your nose, guard your mouth, guard your body, guard everything, right? And alternately, no, you're not getting in the bad stuff. So you want to sit down like a blank? The worst thing is a blank. You have to make sure now that you're putting in the good stuff all the time. And what is the best stuff to put in? Oh my God, may God talk to you through His word. Oh, wow. The answers to everything. I love it. So that's why I have it playing 24/7 in my house. Right? Because every time I pass that one, and I pass that one, I get a little bit. Right? And over time, those things that you could not remember will stick in there because not only is it coming in, but it's coming out. As soon as you learn something new, go and share it with somebody else so that others can benefit from it. But guess what? You're the one who benefits the most when you share. Did you know that? Because you overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of your testimony. What has your experience been? And it's a part of the praising and entering into His presence with thanksgiving. So, remember that we have a choice. It's our choice whether we are going to benefit from this or whether we are going to have a situation of just being under the circumstances. Under the circumstances. I am not living under anything apart from a wonderful roof. But you have a choice. And if you make that choice, you have to take responsibility for it. We have to make those choices that will allow us to celebrate every moment of every day. So let's just look at some of the guidelines for getting there. One, we looked at the 3 rules. I'm not going over them again. But an important thing is to take responsibility for everything that happens to you. We have to stop blaming our parents, not giving us the right background or the right startup. And, so very often I hear, my father never sent me to school. He said that I must stay home and look after the yard or the house. And, my father did this. Excuse me. Those are the words of a child, right? And once you become an adult, the marks of becoming an adult are, one, I take responsibility for myself. I recognize that I have within me the power to make those changes that are in my best interest. I remember when I was about 40, almost 25 years ago, I remember I was vexed with my mother because I am very much like her. You see me? You see me, mother. Not physically, because she didn't look like me, but in terms of most of her characteristics. And I never liked certain characteristics that she had that were so bright and beautiful, unbeautiful in me. And so I said, my mother fought, and I sat down and I was vexed. I was living by myself, and I was not, in any way interacting with her. I had a wonderful relationship. But when I thought about it, I said, I hate that in my mother. And here it is right in me. It's her fault why it is in me. And my spirit, that spirit that God breathed into me, that leads me into all truth, said, so you're still a child. You're still under the rule of your mother. I said, absolutely not. I'm an individual. I decide what I do. If you are laboring under that conception, then you are still under the rule of your mother. So what should I do? You need to decide how you're going to respond to the things that happened to you in the past. And the way to respond to them is to use them as the Spirit intends for you to use them, because they were there for your training, for your development, for your joy. So whatever stress, tests, challenges you face are all meant to be stepping stones so that you can recognize, realize, and actually live out your destiny. They are all training situations for you to come to the place where you get over so that you can help others get over. So that was that. So I said, so how am I to approach this? The same way I told you to approach Jamaica's issues. He says, you need to make a list. See those things that are in your mind now? You can write them down. But you're going to write them down, and then you're going to tear them up into little pieces, and you're going to flush them or put them in the bin. Then you're going to start on the real good stuff, where you're going to write down every single thing that is good about that relationship that you have with your mom. And I started to write. And I wrote pages, and here, pages of the good characteristics that I had developed, I had inherited, that I got by osmosis from her. And at the time, I had 7 companies, 7 corporations, and every one of them was started as a result of her early influence when I was a child, because I saw her doing so many things. I remember, my whole fashion thing, right? And she used to sew costumes for all the plays at her church. And I was decided to sew little dresses for my dolls. And so that graduated into my studying, doing a degree course in fashion designing, and making and designing my own stuff. So I recognized that, hey, I got all of this from my mom, right? And so every challenge that you face needs to be a stepping stone towards your eventual success. And that pans in right to where we are now. Every problem, challenge is a step up the stairs, and we are now in the year 5774. And we are also in the 11th month of Shabbat, and we're standing at the top of the stairs, about to go through the door. Well, going through the door is your decision, right? Because we need to understand that we're at the top of the stairs, the door is open, and we have a choice to back down a step, to freeze in fear, or to step through. So I want to encourage you, if you want to really enjoy your life, as we end our program for today, remember, if you remember nothing else from this Shabbat Shalom, step through the door, because that is your destiny. See you tomorrow. Shalom.
Saw a bird flew down this morning, as if he's saying something to me. Sitting on the limb of a tree, giving me a sound of sweet melody. I guess he's trying to tell me something that I should know. wind that's gonna blow. He's the raining of the heathen, coming down on my people, taking the goodness of life and rendering